All right, so here we go. So here's just an example strength training day. It is February 28th, year of our Lord, 2023. This is my strength training today. So right now, the block that I'm currently putting myself through is very, it's very conditioning focused, building a big base of work capacity and heavy on the conditioning side. But on the strength side, I'm really focusing on carrying. Okay, so I'm starting it off with carries. Right now, the scheme that you're watching, it says like four time speed. It's 45 seconds of work and 1 minute and 15 seconds of rest. So you can see my little gym boss timer over there. I'll either add weight, or I'm going to add another set, or I'll add, I'll bump it to 50 seconds and 1 minute and 10 off, etc. So if you're curious about this type of training, but you don't know how to progressively overload it, okay, one, it's really not that hard to add weight to a sandbag. But two, there's 100 different ways you can do it. Adding more work, knocking off rest, probably the easiest. But then you start getting into, you're really just training endurance. You're not really training strength. Like this in general, I think I get a total of, I do 6 rounds. So I'm getting 4 minutes and 30 seconds total time under tension. This sandbag weighs 242 pounds. It's been real wet around here, so it kind of absorbs a little moisture. So it might even be a little bit heavier than that, but it's not very important. What's important is it's a lot of time under tension in a lot of awkward ways for a long period of time, and you have to be pretty strong to do it. So it is a strength exercise, and it's great for building strength, okay? It's like Milo of Croton, Just keep carrying that calf, man, until it turns into a bull. But anyways, this is about all I really have to say about the carries. I don't know all the growth hormone mumbo jumbo, but to me it seems like doing sets of 20 squats is going to, increase your growth hormone production or whatever than, doing freaking 5 minutes total of carrying sandbags will probably do the same. So for my assistants, and this is my only strength day in my little 5-day waves here. So I'm doing pullovers. Mostly what I'm really working on right now with these is, one, I want the stability in the lat. Trying to fix some shoulder health problems. Okay, so I'm doing this as like my direct lat work. Is it super heavy lat work? Not really. Most of my conditioning work, I'm doing pull-ups and such anyways. And if you've ever done a bear hug carry for extended periods of time, I don't exactly need too much direct lat work after that. So that's why I'm doing this. This is like 24 pounds or something. I increase the weight on the pullovers as I go. This is my first week doing these since I don't know. It's been a long time since I've visited the pullover. But anyway, so I'm doing a giant set here. I'm doing pullovers with the kettlebells. I'm doing handstand push-ups. Really isn't full range of motion handstand push-ups like I would probably like. But pretty deep handstand push-ups. I think I get like 9, 8, and 8, something like that. Anyways, my body weight's around 205 right now. So I get it. I'm not pushing my arms as well, but, basically doing 200-pound, strict presses. So that's good enough volume for me, but really it gives my back a break. Okay, so even if I do like the half kneeling presses and such, it gets real fatiguing on the back. I keep trying to do my yoke presses and stuff and really drive my overhead press, but it's just pretty freaking brutal on the back. When done in conjunction with all of the carrying, and I'm doing these. I don't actually know what this exercise is called. I know Dan John, I think he calls them like goat belly bag swings or something. I don't know. Anyways, I chose this as like something that was a little less violent on the low back, but I wanted something to get a good stretch in the posterior chain, maybe hit the glutes a little bit harder than I normally would, and work through some volume. I ended up doing it with my light sandbag. After that, so this is 35 pounds, same stuff as before, just working through it, getting a deeper stretch, trying to get the lats activated to stabilize the shoulder joint. Hopefully it'll help clear up some of the pain, aches and pains with, pull-ups or whatever, and pay off in the long run. So, yeah, probably should have sped through this, but since we're here, we'll just go ahead and talk a little bit about training. So, yeah, exercise selection here, if you're wondering, just kind of picking for the meat of this workout, which really, as you'll see, I'm going to do some squats at the end. I'm really just kind of filling some gaps with some supplementary work. So the meat of this workout is all trying to give my back a little bit of a break, allow it to recover while hitting some weak points. So in general, on any strength day, upper or lower, doesn't really matter. I feel like the lats can never be strong enough. They can't ever really be active enough, and the glutes and the hamstrings can't really ever be active enough or strong enough. That's, for me personally, it probably suits you too. But when you're learning about your body types and your strengths and your weaknesses as an athlete or just a human being, be aware of those type of things. And for me, that's just kind of it, I've got pretty strong lats. Actually, it's probably relatively one of my stronger aspects, but I feel like they just couldn't possibly be strong enough. They help with virtually everything. They tie the shoulder to your freaking butt, for crying out loud. Like, what a great muscle to train. So I kind of stick to that. But like I've said, I do a bunch of pull-ups and stuff, on conditioning days and whatnot. So pull-ups aren't really the end-all be-all for me on strength days, but these pullovers and stuff, increasing the stability, kind of getting the lat to activate in different ways, that's pretty nice. But anyway, so you'll see later in this workout, the big finale is some Anderson squats with a yoke. And just a word on yoke training. If you're training alone and if you have access to a yoke, it's phenomenal, man. You can do progressive range of motion training on one implement. It can't crush you. You don't have to worry about setting up safety bars or anything like that. You don't have to worry about hurting your bars. Like, I'm always worried about breaking my stuff because I just, I don't have a ton of money to throw at, home gym stuff. If I break a barbell, yeah, I'll buy another one, but I don't like damaging my equipment. The yoke makes it, I can go balls to the wall, no big deal. Who cares what happens? It's, it's set. It's not going to crush me. It's not going to fall and bust anything, bend bars, nothing of that. So yoke is a great implement. You can play around with a million different ways to use it. You can use it for overhead. You can use it for bench. You can use it for squats, front squats, zerchers. Like, the list goes on and on. It's what I load sandbags on top of, or over, like, just the best. So if you haven't played with that, or if you're building a home gym and you're trying to find like one thing to get, it's got my vote. But you'll see in there, I hit some Anderson squats. Like right here, I'm doing a max handstand hold. I think probably one of the better things in building mass in the shoulders, handstand push-ups and handstand holds after your handstand push-ups. Like, just a ton of time under tension. Really helps your overhead press lockouts too. So just stuff to play around with. And these little lever lifts here that I'm doing, these goat bag swing things, freaking excellent if you have sandbags in your home gym or whatever, you know. And the heavier it gets, the harder it gets because it gets further and further away from your body. But what an awesome way to directly target the glutes and the hammies. Better than working around, you know, shouldering and loading, in my opinion. It's just a more direct, it's just a super hingy move. So definitely recommend you try that out. So here's the squats, and then we'll get into a little bit of recovery right then, but I'll have to keep it brief because the video is brief. But as you can see, I mean, I've got this super low. I'm well below parallel. My hamstrings are touching my freaking calves, and I just kind of have to wedge myself. This is just 325. I hit it for a nice little set of 5 because, frankly, I was pretty exhausted. But it's good work. I'll probably start increasing the weight or reps on this, you know, as the weeks go on. I'll probably keep this roughly the same workout template for probably, you know, 5 to 10 cycles. And then here's my favorite little, you know, end of the day recovery thing. Just hanging. I got a 35-pound weight that I kind of pull on, get maximum traction, nod my head a little bit, and that's it. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget, please like and subscribe. I appreciate your time.